recording immediately after the class in your personal folder. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Because if you will not save the recording, then the recording will be archived after a week, even if I can't retrieve. Am I clear? Am I clear, everybody?
Yes, Raj.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Raj.
Yes. Okay. So topics will be purely based on interview oriented. Discussion will be purely based on interview oriented. And from day one itself, I will highlight the interview questions and answers from today onwards, right? Make sure that focus on learning and practice. Yeah. So I'm going to share my screen. Hope you are able to see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is a slide I'm going to explain in front of you, which is the um, which I can say in this slide you can get the fundamental knowledge of SAP, and in interview they will ask you regarding the same. Okay. So coming to this slide, I'm sure that everybody can see the slides, right? So SAP is a ERP package. Okay. So if I'll go to ERP, then what is ERP? So ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. What is ERP? ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. Okay. So ERP is a software which support the applications. So ERP system, it support all kind of industry. Okay. So it support all kind of industry. It supports finance, sales, manufacturing, human resource, all. Again, I'm telling you, it support finance, sales, manufacturing, human resource, and all. Okay. So ERP cover all the functionalities. Okay. Now, SAP is a ERP product. The moment I'm telling you product, it shows what? It shows SAP is the part of ERP. ERP, there are different products. For especially for HCM, in ERP there are different products like PeopleSoft, Workday, okay, and Oracle Fusion. But those are not, I can say those are not so much used. Also, those are also kind of not so much user friendly. Those are not accepted by the users. Okay, in comparison to SAP, uh, it's they those products are nowhere. Like I can say, those products stands nowhere, right? So why SAP is so renowned, and why SAP is across globe? I can say 60% companies they are using SAP. So you can understand how much SAP is, popular across the world. The full form of SAP is System Application Product for Data Processing. Now, SAP, it stands for System Application Product for Data Processing. And what are the three major usage of SAP? Please write it down. Three major usage of SAP. Okay. First one is known as your store the data. Then store the data. Then run the application. Store the data. Run the application. And generate the MIS. Again, I'm telling you, store the data, run the application, and generate the MIS. What is MIS? MIS stands for Management Information System. Okay, or reports. Now, coming to these are the three major expectation from end user point of view. They want to store the data, so SAP is used as a database to be stored and run the applications. Suppose I want to store payroll data, I can run payroll application and generate the MIS. MIS stands for Management Information System. Now coming to SAP support all kind of industries. SAP support all kind of industries. So it support private industries, government industries. Okay, so SAP support all kind of industry. Now, guys, give me a moment. Huh? Okay. Now coming to SAP is an integrated system. What do you mean by integrated system? Integrated system shows SAP can be integrated with other non-SAP. SAP can be integrated with other non-SAP application. SAP can be integrated with Java. SAP can be integrated with .NET. SAP can be integrated with Oracle. Okay, so SAP can be integrated with other non-SAP applications. Am I clear? Hello, am I clear?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
It shows data will flow from SAP to non-SAP or non-SAP to SAP because SAP is integrated with other non-SAP systems. Now, SAP modules are designed in such a way that SAP modules are designed in such a way that it is a auto module. It's an automatic module. Okay, so SAP modules are designed in such a way that it's auto module. Okay, so as a SAP user, you can store the informations or data in SAP and you can run. Okay, and you can run the application. System will take care of all programming and coding or calculation and all everything. You are not going to do anything manually. Am I clear? So this is all about the introductions of SAP. So why SAP is widely accepted? Because SAP has a solution for all the business process. SAP has the solution for all the business process. SAP has the solution for marketing, sales, manufacturing. Okay, so then HR, finance, purchasing, production, maintenance, everything. So under one umbrella, you will find the complete solution. Because of that only, SAP is widely accepted across world. Entire Europe is full of SAP. Most of SAP consultants are working in out of India. Why? Because the opportunities across the world is huge in case of SAP. These are the modules we are going to cover. That I will explain it tomorrow's class, module wise. Now this is very important. They will ask you in the interview. Make sure that make your notebook and pen ready. And nobody should attend the class by mobile. Because I'm going to tell you to write the things. It may be from system. So don't get into mobile mode of study. Please open your laptop. You can also simultaneously practice, ask me the questions, but no mobile connection, please. Okay. So make your notebook and pen ready. The moment I'm telling you, then you can write, because those questions are interview questions. From day one itself, I will start highlighting the interview questions, including today's class. Am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. SAP server. This is SAP server. What do you mean by server, guys? What is a server? Where you can store the data, right? Server where you can store the data. Okay. Now, SAP is in SAP there are three servers. Generally in interview they will ask you how many servers are there in your SAP environment. So there generally three servers are there in SAP environment: development, quality, and production. Again, I'm telling you, three servers are there in SAP environment: development, quality, and production. These servers are known as client. Don't think that client is customer here. The moment I'm telling you how many clients are there in SAP environment, ideally the answer should be three: development client, quality client, and production client. Generally in SAP, we call customer as customer. Am I clear? Again, I'm telling you, generally in SAP, we call customer as customer. We never call customer as client, because client is known as your server. So there are three clients in SAP: development client, quality client, and production client. So now develop every client has a 3-digit code. Every client has a 3-digit code. Okay. So it may be alphabetical code, it may be numerical code, or it may be alphanumerical code. Okay. Again, I'm telling you, every client has a 3-digit code. It may be alphabetical code, it may be numerical code, and it may be alphanumerical code. Okay. Now, development client. So, development client. Who has the access in development client? Write it down. Customer. Write down. Who has the access in development client? So, customer and consultant, both functional consultant and technical consultant, they have access in development client. Functional consultant and technical consultant, they have access in development client. Am I clear? Who has access in development client? Functional consultant and technical consultant, they have access in development client. What generally they do in development client? Write down. Consultant configure and customize the system in development client. Consultant configure and customize the system in development development client. So in development server, generally that consultant will configure the system and customize the system. They will not develop it, because SAP is already a developed product. You need to understand the business process and map the business process in SAP so that customer will use it. That's it. So here, as a functional consultant, you will handle the development server or development client to configure the system or to customize the system. Am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, quality client. Quality client is for testing, because as a consultant, Consultant will do the testing so that the product quality can be identified or the product quality can be maintained. Also, customer will check the quality before they receive the product. So quality client or quality server is equally important for both the parties, customer and consultant. So both customer and consultant has the access in quality client. Write it down. Both customer and consultant has the access in quality client. Am I clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, one minute, guys. Okay. Now, next one is what? Production client. Production client is your live server. So generally, customer has the access in production client. Why? Because they used to store the confidential data in production client. Ideally, consultant should not have. Your appraisal data, your health data, your salary data, everything will be stored in production client. So who's the owner of production client? Customer. So customer is the owner of production client. So this is all about the server descriptions or server layout in SAP environment. There are three clients or three servers: development, quality, production. Every server is known as client, having a code, 3-digit code. You can see 100, 200, 400. These are nothing but a server code. And every server has the access. Maybe consultant has the access in development and quality server. Customer has the access in quality and production server. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, when the changes will move from one server to another server, suppose consultant will configure the system or server, configure the system, and consultant wants to move the changes from development to quality, so that in quality they will test it. So that movement of changes is known as transport management. Write it down. The changes move from one server to another server, known as transport management. Write it down. The changes move from one server to another server based on change request, based on transport request. Write it down. The changes moved from one server to another server based on transport request, and the process is known as transport management. Hope everybody is writing. Hello.
One more time, sir.
Yes, sir.
I told the product, the changes move from one server to another server by transport request, and the process is known as transport management. Am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
This is an interview question. This entire server description or is an interview question. Definitely they'll ask you in the interview. What is server layout? Now, okay. Now, coming to SAP architecture. What is architecture? It shows how SAP got designed. All right. So SAP architecture. What is architecture? It shows how SAP got designed. Okay. Now in SAP there are three layer of architecture. Because of that only this is known as R3 architecture. R3 architecture. It shows three layer of architecture. Now, what are those three layers? Those three layers are presentation layer, application layer, and database layer. Or it may be database layer, application layer, and presentation layer. Am I clear? Database layer, application layer, and presentation layer. Now, what is database layer? So database layer shows you are going to store the data in SAP. But what is the database for SAP? So generally the softwares like Oracle, DB2, SQL, Sybase, these are the software used as database. So these are the software used as database. So database shows what? Which are the software generally used in SAP as database? Maybe Oracle and Sybase, SQL. So these are the software used in SAP as database. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, once the database is ready, then we can get into application layer. So once the database is ready, then we can get into application layer. Okay. Application layer, it may be standard application or it may be customized application. Again, I'm telling you, application layer, it may be standard SAP application or it may be customized application. Okay. So once database is ready, then the next one is known as your application layer. Now, once the application is ready, then who is going to use this application? Once the application is ready, who is going to use this application? Customer, right? Customer, right?
Yes. Yes, customer.
Customer, right? So that is nothing but that is known as your presentation layer. So application layer, database layer, application layer, and presentation layer. Database layer, application layer, and presentation layer. So this is known as your R3 architecture. In SAP, in interview, they will ask you what is SAP architecture or what is R3 architecture. So this is known as your R3 architecture. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now, coming to version. Write down the current version of SAP is the current versions of SAP is ECC 7. Current version of SAP is ECC 7. Okay, this is the current version of SAP. And the advanced version of SAP is SAP S4 HANA. And the advanced version of SAP is SAP S4 HANA. Again, I am telling you, the current version of SAP is ECC 7, and the advanced version of SAP is SAP S4 HANA. Clear? Did you write?
Yes, sir.
What is the current version of SAP? It is SAP ECC 7. And what is the advanced version of SAP? SAP S4 HANA. HANA.
HANA.
SAP S4 HANA. HANA. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good, good. Guys, you can call me Raj. Okay. So here nobody's student. Just I have that experience and knowledge, and my intention is to share the knowledge with you guys so that you can use this knowledge for your career, crack the interview, get into the job. That's it. Am I clear? Okay. So coming to HANA. So HANA is SAP's database. What is HANA? HANA is SAP's database. Now the question is, what was the database we discussed in SAP? Which software generally used as database in SAP? Just now we discussed, right? Oracle, DB2, Sybase. These are the software used as the database in SAP. But what SAP does, SAP created or developed its own database. So SAP developed its own database, which is known as HANA. Now, SAP is no more depend on Oracle or Sybase or DB2. Because SAP created its own database, which is known as HANA. So what are the major benefits in HANA? The major benefit in HANA is the performance is very good in HANA. If you see, performance will be increased. Means if HANA will be the database, then the system performance will be increased. Okay. And the storage space will be decreased. It shows HANA need less storage space. HANA need less storage space. Okay. And it can reduce the storage space up to 80%. It can reduce the storage space up to 80%. So these are the major benefits of HANA. Am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes, Raj.
Yes.
Good. Okay. Now, there are different projects in SAP. The moment you will join in any company, they may put you in configure maybe implementation project or support project. Okay, they may put you in implementation project or support project or rollout project or migration project or upgrade project. These are the 5 categories of projects available in SAP. What is the implementation project? Implementation project shows we are going to implement SAP in customer location. We are going to implement SAP in customer location from zero, from scratch. Customer is not using SAP. We are going to implement SAP in customer location from scratch. Okay, so this is your implementation project. There are 5 stages in implementation project: project preparation, business blueprint preparation, realization, final preparation, and go live. Okay, so when you are going to implement, then there are 5 steps in implementation project. Okay, generally in interview you will find one implementation is must. Make sure that one implementation is must. What do you mean by that? It shows we are going to one implementation experience is must. It shows you should have experience in all these 5 pages. Of course, I will take that class. Okay, this project implementation class, but later. Okay. Production support. Once you once you um, once you know implement SAP. Now tell me, once you implement SAP, who is going to use this?
Customer.
Very good. Once you uh, once you implement SAP, then customer is going to use it. If customer will face an issue, then ideally who should support? Consultants. If customer will find an issue, then consultant should support. Clear? So this is known as your production support project. Production support shows what? Here, once you have deployed the product and once customer will start using the product, then if he or she find any issues, then in that case, they should raise the issue to the consultants and consultant will you know, support them. Okay, so this is production support. Once you join in any company, generally they will put you in production support to understand the issues, to understand the configuration, to understand the system. After that, they will put you in implementation projects. Okay. Now coming to next one. Next one is known as rollout project. What is rollout project? Rollout project shows suppose one customer one suppose one company it has 10 branches. Suppose one company it has 10 branches. Then the 10 branches I want to implement SAP in the 10 branches. Okay. Then rather than implementing SAP in one shot, rather than implementing SAP in one shot, okay, or rather than going with big bang implementation, I want to go with branch by branch. Okay, so this is rollout. I want to implement first SAP in my corporate branch. After 6 months, I want to implement SAP in rest of all 9 branches or rest of other branches. So this is nothing but this is your known as what? This is nothing but this is known as your rollout approach. Means I am going to implement the same SAP in all the branches, but having different time frequency. So this is known as your rollout approach. Am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes, Raj.
Okay.
Yes, Raj.
Good. Now, migration project. What is migration? Any idea, guys? Okay, migration is known as your data migration. What is data migration? It shows, suppose one company is 10 years old company, and suppose one company is 10-year-old company, and in they have 10 years data, right? Then those 10 years data need to be, stored in the system. Then this 10 years data need to be stored in the system, or upload in SAP system, or store in SAP system. This is known as your migration, data migration. It shows you are going to migrate the data. You are going to migrate the data. You are going to upload the data. Am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes, Raj.
So migration, data migration is what? You are going to upload the data. That is nothing but a data migrations. Okay. Upgrade project. What is upgrade project? Upgrade project shows you are going to upgrade. You are going to upgrade the what? You are going to upgrade the functionalities of SAP. Suppose you want to upgrade payroll module, you are going to upgrade performance appraisal module, you are going to upgrade any technical, any time management module. So you are going to upgrading that module. You may change version, you may change the functionalities. That is nothing but your upgrade projects. These are the 5 types of projects in SAP. These are 5 types of projects in SAP. Am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes, Raj.
Yes, Raj.
So that's it. What I'll do, I will share this PPT now. Please go through the PPT. Go through the recording. The recording you will get immediately after the once I'll close the session after few seconds. You will get the recording. Okay, go through the recording. Make yourself comfortable before tomorrow's class. Tomorrow I will take you through the SAP and I'll explain the functionality of HR in SAP. Am I clear?
Yes, Raj.
So tomorrow class will be there exactly at 7 p.m. Okay. So as I told you, once I'll available, then I will start the class. Don't start the call. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Good night. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye, Raj.
Bye bye. Take care, guys.